This video will show you how to work in a Gale database here at North Penn High School Library. You can see that one on the database page here in the library. There are a ton of different databases for you to use. A lot of them are from the Gale database family. So that's what this video is going to focus on. So whatever your favorite way is to get to the high school library website and then click databases. If you're not sure how to do that, watch the video about getting to databases at NPHS. From here, though, since I might want to be searching for U.S. history for my paper that I'm writing, let's start with the U.S. history in context from the Gale database family. It looks like this. If you've written a critical paper or another history paper, this database should look pretty familiar for you. Good practice is to sign in with Google. Signing in with Google allows you to save your articles directly to your drive, and the other video about saving database articles for later will teach you how to do that. But sign in with Google if you haven't already. From here, there are several ways that you can explore topics and search for information about whatever you're looking for. The first way to do that is to simply browse topics, which you can either click on this browse topics link right here, or you can scroll down. And then this gives you the most popular ones right now, or you could even click browse all topics, and it breaks things down into general topics then with more specific topics underneath it. So let's say I want to look up Alexander Hamilton. This is a really great way to get started because it's going to start me really, really big and cast my net really, really wide, which is generally a good place to start if you're not exactly sure what you're looking for. So this gives me an overview about Alexander Hamilton. It also breaks into types of sources. So this would be reference sources. Here's things that are biographies, primary sources, which is definitely helpful for a history paper, and news, magazines, academic journals, etc. You could even watch videos or listen to audio about Alexander Hamilton if that is something that interests you. On this page also, on the upper right-hand side, you can skip right to those kinds of sources. So if I wanted specifically Alexander Hamilton primary sources, I could scroll down or just click that primary source link, and it will give me those 7 primary sources on Alexander Hamilton. So that's one, simply just browsing topics and seeing what's out there. The second way would be a basic search, which would be typing my keywords into this search bar at the top. So let's say I wanted Alexander Hamilton, and I know that I want to research him along with the Coast Guard. So I'll just type in Alexander Hamilton, Coast Guard, and hit enter. So that's 4 keywords in there. Alexander Hamilton, Coast Guard. 4 different keywords. So I'm going to find a lot. It's a medium size net, if you will. If browsing topics was a really big net, using a basic search is a medium size net. You can see that the numbers over here on the content types have decreased a little bit. It still is broken down: reference sources, biographies, primary sources. There are 60 here that use those 4 keywords that I was looking for. And this is also a great place to start. You just click on these articles and open them up and see what they're about. Now, I'm not going to want book reviews, so I can get rid of those as well. If I just want to skip to primary sources that use those keywords, Alexander Hamilton, Coast Guard, I can click on those primary sources over here. And that's what it will skip to. So it gives me things from the Federalist Papers, so on and so on. Now, the third way to search, and this would be a smaller net, so we went from big to medium to smaller, I'm going to click on Advanced Search at the top, which is right next to the basic search bar. And this gives me places to put in my keywords as altogether. So I can use Alexander Hamilton in the first search bar right there. And I can even choose from a list. So I'm going to choose Alexander Hamilton. And then I am going to type in Coast Guard. So now instead of it being 4 separate keywords, it's 2 key phrases. So Coast Guard. I can even get more specific, but let's see what this search gives me before I make my net even smaller. So I'll just click search after that. And you can see that my numbers got even smaller. So I might even want to back out of this and go back to my medium net search, but this will give me some really good background information. And these magazines are definitely credible sources and at a glance looks like relevant information. To look at the articles specifically, regardless of what kind of source they are, you just click on the title. And you just open it up right here. And it gives you the full text article that you can just scroll through. And if you were looking, if this was a much longer article, you can use Control F to target keywords. Control F stands for find. So you can just search for things like that. You can also download the article and send it to your Google Drive. You can't send it to your Google Drive unless you're logged in. So if you want to know how to save articles for later, watch the next video titled Saving Articles for Later. This should get you started with looking for information in a Gale database. And if you have questions, as always, please just ask.